5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You crazy mother.
Thanks for listening to Skip the Small Talk, a podcast that gets to the point with short bite-sized clips for anyone in a hurry. I'm your host, Matt Richardson. I think with the opiate crisis that has been happening to our country for the past decade is that we're going to see in our future, I think finally, we're going to be forced to deal with addiction. Mm-hmm. Whether we like it or not, there's going to be so many people addicted to certain substances. Even if it's technology, people are going to be addicted to Facebook and likes on Instagram. I mean, there's going to be so many addictions. I think that we're going to be forced to, whether we look at it as a choice or a disease, whatever you want to argue about, I think no matter what, we're going to have to figure out what the heck's going on in your brain and how to rewire it.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's through another drug, as much as I don't want to say that.
It's hand in hand with mental health.
So I asked my psychology professor about, like, the root of addiction and why people really have these addictions to whatever it may be, because it varies so widely of what you're addicted to. And, you know, he believes, and many people believe, that it's the escape from pain. And it's people who are in pain and people that who have, and trust me, I'm not an addiction expert, I'm just kind of relaying information, but he says that it's people who are escaping pain they need something that they can get away from, in a sense.
Yeah.
And they become reliant on something that gives them that boost of whatever it may be.
Oh, for sure.
You know, and that is another way where community is needed. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what shows in AA and NA and all that, those different things that they make. Mm-hmm. Community pulls people out of those things. It shows you that you're not alone. It shows you that there's other people going through that stuff. It shows you that it's beatable. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's important when, especially if you're living alone in your basement fighting something like that.
Oh yeah.
And you don't know there's people out there who's beating it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for anyone who hears this, get yourself around people who have beaten it.
Yeah.
Not people who are continuously doing it.
Find a community, whether that's like a fitness community, an NA, AA, Y12, like any type of meeting, whatever it is, a community is essential. And like our yoga, 12-step recovery, Y12SR, we believe addiction is a disconnect from either yourself, your community, or your higher power. And that's where it stems from. Yeah. Because it's the root of a disconnect to one of those things. I was personally all three. So, you know, it varies by person to person, but it's a disconnect with self for sure.
And there's stories of people who turn their addictions into healthy addictions. They replace those addictions with healthy habits, or they get into fitness, or they get into stuff they wanted to get into, but they, like, the addictive personality of people who are addicts, that is, I think, hereditary. That, I think, passes down by genes. And I also think that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. I think that's just what happened because life geared you in that direction of addiction. But I think you could be addicted to, I mean, there are some people who are too addicted to money. And I think that's not a good addiction anyway, because that's just, no. But you could be addicted to helping people. You could be addicted to saving lives. You could be addicted to changing the world. You could be addicted to technology and making progress with tech. Or
you could be addicted to
just playing guitar. Yeah, or playing guitar, art, or anything. You can gear, I mean, I think so many of us are technically addicts, but not many of us are addicts in bad substances, you know what I'm saying? I think most of us are addicts.
Oh, we all
like
really
90% of human beings are probably addicts on some subjects.
Oh, yeah.
But about, less than half are unhealthy ones, you know?
They're not deadly.
Exactly. So it's just how you got, we are kind of an obsessive creature in nature. And that's not a bad thing, because we're building skyscrapers now, and we're freaking making, we're getting shit done. We're going to the moon. We're going to Mars.
No, you're 100% right. And that's why I think a big thing is, like, not only do you have to find a community, but you need to find hobbies. You can't be bored. You can't be lonely. You can't be tired. You can't be hungry. You can't be horny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you need to have outlets.
Like, you need to have outlets, and you need to have mindfulness. You need to have self-control. Like, these are all things that, like, you have to incorporate a lifestyle change. Yeah. Because there's just a standard that you have been used to. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to, if you're releasing yourself in any way, whether it's a substance or a food or whatever, you have to find something.
True. And you know what's most missing in most of us, or not most of us, I say, but I guess a lot of us is...
I'll relate with you.
Yeah, and it's the it's the feeling of purpose, you know, because if you don't have the feeling of purpose, whether it's purpose for your kids and being a role model for them, purpose for a career that you chose or hobbies that you do or a lifestyle that you try to, you know, inspire people with, like, purpose is extremely important. And when you're living if you're doing a dead-end job that you still make good money, but like you don't know why you're waking up, you know, besides for a paycheck.
Yep. And
you don't do anything outside of that stuff, and I mean that's no purpose, and that can be, you could be lost at sea from that, you know.
Oh yeah.
And it's important to find purpose, whether it's through whatever outlet you may find.
Without a doubt.
You know, I think that's what many of us are missing, and it might be technology kind of pulling that away from us, you know.
Oh yeah.
It definitely might, but in a sense, there's people who are thriving from that because they find communities through the internet and find people who are like them. But it's also like, man, is this what it takes to reach like a higher level of human being?
No,
do we have to go through this technological like loneliness? Thanks for listening to Skip the Small Talk podcast. If you like the video, smash that like and subscribe button to help the page grow. Thanks everyone. Until next time.